You are now watching Zaclasage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the Zaclasage PTCG YouTube channel. I'm Zaclasage, and we're going to be going over the grand finals of the late night series number 9. So we had over 200 players play in this event, and it's all going to come down to the final 2 players. We have Wen on one side, and they're playing Dragapult, and on the other side we have Cheech playing Ice Rider Suicune. Which deck's going to take it? We'll find out real soon. I mean, the event already ended, but I don't want to spoil anything for anyone if you haven't got the results yet. We do have a co-caster here, Gabe Smart from Smart TCG. You can totally check them out on social media for their Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter content. So a really close friend of mine, really one of the most competitive players in the game right now. So thank you to Gabe for helping me out with this video. That being said, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are so close to 6,300 subs. Let's get it. And let me know in the comments below what you think about these videos. Love to spark a discussion with everyone. That being said, let's jump into the games and see exactly what we have going on. So game 1, we're going to figure out who's going to win the coin flip. This could set this kind of set the tone for the entire game. And it looks like, is that Cheech winning the coin flip?
Yes, that is Cheech winning the coin flip with Suicune Ice Rider.
Okay, I mean, that's certainly good. Dragapult, when it wins the coin flip, I feel like you could just steal games. I mean, both players, when they win it, they could steal games. And I'm glad to see that there's some nice little formalities at the beginning. But you never know what the opening hand's going to look like. That could have that Inteleon could have been anything, right?
Yeah.
So let's see exactly what's going on there. When it comes to Cheech's list, things that I like the 2/2 Ice Rider, I like the 3 Suicune. I think it looks like a really well-constructed version of this deck. I'm not sure how I feel about the random Fan of Waves. That might come out in this matchup with Horror Psychic Energy. On the other side, I really like Dragapult VMAX with some kind of disruption. Going 3 Crushing Hammer, 1 Fan of Waves is fine. As long as you're playing some kind of disruption, I think the deck's better. But starting with Zigzagoon's a little bit awkward. What do you think about it, Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, starting Zigzagoon definitely is not optimal here. We do see the Dragapult plus 8 energy. This actually does make sense. He definitely did not want to leave the Dragapult stuck in the active spot since he is going second, and there is the threat of the turn 2 Max Lance. So, starting Zigzagoon, although it is not great, it is actually perfectly fine in this situation. We're going to see the Sobble as well come down. So, very, very strong start here from Wen here. And yeah, it seems that both players are going to be able to play this game. Because we have seen the past couple games, players have not been drawing very, very well. But both these players are playing Drizzile and Inteleon, so we're probably going to see a pretty close game here.
I mean, I think it can be a close game. Starting with Zigzagoon certainly is not great. Although at the same point, like, Cheech could just go ahead, attach an energy, miss an Ice Rider VMAX with the Marnie, and then be put in a tough situation. We've seen a lot of games in the top cut that have just kind of been like, you miss something and it's a little bit harsh. So that's kind of where Pokemon is. It's really like, you go in there with a plan, you try to put yourself as close to that plan as getting it, and seeing what's going on. Maybe that boss's orders enough to really set Cheech off their plan.
Yeah, no, I mean, the boss's orders could definitely be kind of I don't know. I guess that boss does actually matter there, because Cheech, I think, plays Switch and Air Balloon, but he doesn't really want to attack the Zigzagoon. It feels kind of bad, but he might just have to, honestly, since he committed the water energy to the bench one. He's kind of saying, nope, I'm probably going to have to ride at the High King or Max Lance at Zigzagoon at some point. We are going to see the Suicune come down as well. I guess he's kind of checking his prizes here as he has a chance to look through now. Looks like he hasn't prized any Pokemon that are too important. He does also have the Fan of Waves, which, kind of as you said, Zach, has the potential to be pretty important in this matchup, as Wen does play the 4 Horror Energies.
Yeah, I mean, Horror Psychic Energy is really one of those things where, like, if you're able to rip that thing off, avoid the extra damage, set your opponent behind a turn with your attachments, that can really add up. Same thing with Crushing Hammer with the Dragapult. Like, both players' decks both play special and basic energy. I don't know how I feel about the 1 capture energy in this Ice Rider deck. That's one thing that I see a lot of players playing. I think this is like the list that 1 chill. What do you think about playing just 1 capture energy, Gabe?
I guess the argument is that, like, there really isn't a reason not to, because since all of your attacks are, like, since your since like your main secondary attacker is going to be the Calyrex, you cannot use capture to attack with max lance, I believe. So I guess the argument is like it doesn't hurt to have one, but if you're playing 2 or maybe 3, then there are going to be situations where you draw into a capture energy when you needed the water energy, so you wouldn't be able to actually hit for 250, which could cause a lot of problems. So I think the one capture energy is just kind of like it doesn't hurt too much to have one. So I guess that's kind of my opinion on it. But I
think it's just like, for me, it's like a needle in a haystack. I don't know whatever point that I'm going to find it that it's ever going to matter. And I feel like if I just randomly get it, I might be in a situation where I'm like, oh, I was trying to use Max Lance. Why can't I grab that? Or maybe it's the last energy I have in my deck and I'm unable to Capacious Bucket or something like that if my prize cards are weird. So, like, I don't know. I'm kind of low-key against it. I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah.
I go back and forth on it. It's not bad by any means.
It's not bad, it's not great.
It's just not really where it's at.
Sure. Yeah. Totally.
And, we're going to see Crushing Hammer Tails. This is why I like playing the Fan of Waves for what it's worth.
Yeah. It's a guaranteed hammer versus... it's a guaranteed hammer versus the decks that you really needed. Like, you don't... Just kind of nice in some situations. But yeah, I definitely prefer the Fan of Waves, and we've kind of started to see more and more people trying out the Fan of Waves. So, yeah. Okay, so looking at the Dragapults and Mazwen, we do see the second energy coming down to the Dragapult. We'll see a second Dragapult, but the question is, does he have the Dragapult VMAX in a way to switch? If he doesn't, he's just going to be sitting back behind the Zigzagoon one more turn and giving his opponent more time to set up.
I mean, we are going to see a Shady Dealing, so if they have one of the pieces that in order to get out of the active, I think they will be able to get out of the active. Grabbing a Research there. Yeah, it's...
So, once
maybe
again,
just trying to get the quick shooting. At the same time, like, what's going to get knocked out here, right? A Galarian Zigzagoon. It doesn't really look like there's going to be a great way to get around. Inteleon's going to have to grab 2 pieces, I guess, so maybe grabbing both pieces with Shady Dealings can be interesting. It doesn't seem bad at all. Maybe they will be able to attack into that Dragapult V.
Switch boss.
And just get the knockout, right? That works.
That puts them so far ahead.
Yeah, Cheech looks like they're in a really great spot. So not grabbing an Evolution Incense there is really what's going to hurt. Not being able to get out of that situation anyways is what's really going to hurt. Like, you just can't really do too much. And when your opponent's able to hit for gigantic numbers before you can, that's where things just, like, get out of control.
Yeah, totally. Just Mazwen just having kind of a weak and just slow start here, and this is kind of where Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX is just so strong, because Suicune would be a little bit short from getting this knockout, where Max Lance is just able to blow right through that Dragapult, and is just kind of showing why Ice Rider Calyrex is still super strong, and why Suicune and also Ice Rider Calyrex go fantastically together.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all there, Gabe. I think just being able to get set up, and even having that, like, the one thing that's, like, going to be awkward is, like, next turn, there's not really a great option. Raihan could be good here. It's one of those things where, like, I'm not sure if Cheech can do much next turn. Like, they don't have access to Melanie. They already use their Shady Dealings in Inteleon. So they're really looking here for their one of Scoop Up Net if they have not played it already. And Crushing Hammer could also set them behind a turn. And there's a head. So Mazwen getting some of the right cards here.
I would say also the biggest thing is that Cheek only has one Switch index. So since he has already played that Switch, he is not going to be able to retreat this. So he's kind of in the top. Oh, actually, I guess he has not actually played it. So he can maybe research and try and get this out of the active. Maybe go into Suicune, use a fleet-footed. But yeah, this is just really awkward here. I think he's just kind of in the Melanie top deck mode, yeah?
Yeah, that's really where it's at. Or, again, we didn't see the Scoop Up Net, right?
We have not. He plays...
So Scoop Up Net could get Shady Dealings, which could get Melanie. But basically the play that we're looking for is here to play a Melanie.
Yes. Yeah, so we're going to see the 50 damage going to Ice Rider Calyrex. That makes sense. I think that's perfectly fine. We do see the Path of the Peak. That's not actually going to do anything. So now the question is, you just research and pass and just hope you find something this next turn? But it looks like Mazuan is going to be able to put himself in a pretty decent spot after that boss's orders KO. It really looked like Cheek was just kind of going to run away with this game, but that hand that he drew, although he had the boss's orders, it just wasn't strong. So now he's kind of in just this kind of like in this awkward spot where he kind of just has to surrender a turn here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even put the path. Maybe you don't put path down. Like, yeah. It's one of those things where do you put path down to maybe like clog up your opponent's deck or not? I don't know. Fan's not bad here. I definitely don't dislike Fan.
I mean,
it's tough when you're the Dragapult player and also play the Raihan and you're getting fanned as well. It can like add up over time because now you need 3 more attachments to really close this game off because you get to get another Dragapult set up.
Yeah.
Kind of. So.
Yeah. So I don't think that Mazuan really did much in he really didn't do much last turn. I think he just simply maxed Phantom. So maybe that Fan of Waves means that he's not going to be able to attack. Maybe he doesn't have an energy. But if I recall correctly, he really didn't do much last turn. So maybe he doesn't have it. There's a Tool Jammer. Okay, so he does have it.
There's the energy.
Oh,
okay.
Never mind, he had it all. Okay, so...
Oh, because they use Professor's Research at the end of their turn, remember?
Oh, yeah.
They grabbed it out of the deck, so yeah. I mean, it's
been a long night.
I feel you. It's a late night series for everybody, and I mean, you're on the West Coast. I know that you have a long day at work tomorrow. For me, I'm on the East Coast, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's certainly one of those things where they're like, sometimes Pokemon's a little bit much.
Yeah, I know. So we are going to see the Sobble also come down, and we also do the Drizzile as well. So Mazuan putting himself honestly in a pretty good spot, Zach. Now, if you were Mazuan here, would you want to max Phantom the 5 damage on the Calyrex V? Would you want to put it on the Suicune or the Drizzile? Where do you think you want to put these 5 damage counters? Do you kind of spread them out everywhere or kind of focus them on one Pokemon?
I mean, I think you definitely want to focus on one Pokemon at this point. Maybe... Well, yeah, the Tool Jammer. I don't know if I like the Tool Jammer on that one. I think, like, no matter what we look at, this Pokemon is not completing this game out. Maybe you just put them on the other Ice Rider, hoping your opponent evolves, and try to, like, get those extra damage counters going on, or... It's either, like, Ice Rider or Suicune, one or the other. I don't think you really want to play them on anything else.
Yeah.
Drizzile might be the 3rd best choice, just to eventually get that knocked out, but definitely not the Inteleons.
For sure. Yeah, so... You're going to see the max Phantom come down doing 130 more damage, and this is just kind of showing Dragapult's strength. It's like when your opponent can't one-shot your Dragapult, you're just going to be doing so much damage and putting yourself in such a good spot here. And yeah, I mean, more damage coming down here, and it seems like he's in a good spot.
So, I don't know. We'll see exactly how Cheech is able to get it. Cheech is going to have to attach an energy to the active first and foremost in order to get the attack off. It looks like there's no way to really search things out of the deck because Shady Dealings is not an option at this point because there's no Sobble in play, so Melanie seems like the only reasonable option. Getting that, what's it called? The Raihan in the hand can be good to kind of back things up. I always, forget Raihan when it comes down to it. Like, Raihan is if any Pokemon was knocked out, right? Not knocked out from damage. Okay, yeah, so it's knocked out in general. So even if it's damage counters, there's no sneaky way to get around Raihan like some of these other cards, which is pretty cool. I always got to double check because I know there's certain, cards, others. I think Rosa is the one that is by damage counters, right?
Correct.
Or by damage, I think.
I think it's still by damage, yeah.
Okay, so, but nothing sneaky about Raihan. So, yeah, I think you just go... Max Lance seems fine because I guess you don't have any energies left and you're just assuming to get knocked out, but you do take that extra damage. So,
I'm kind of curious why he decided to evolve the Calyrex V on the bench, because now this makes Mazuan's route a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think Mazuan can almost go full bring this game back. Kind of like what I was saying, as long as they're able to go Dragapult, attach an energy, they get a whole other one set up, and things are just generally vibing. You could also go Inteleon quick shooting the active, get off a full 180. So, I don't know, it's kind of awkward, and evolving that other one really, takes away the damage threshold. So yeah, if I'm Oswin, I'm like, cool, before I decide to do anything, I will draw 3 prize cards this turn. And hopefully Cheech thinks that I attacked and sends up the wrong Pokemon.
I mean, yeah, like, all he has to do is find the boss's orders. He's going to be doing even more damage on the Ice Rider, and he's just going to be putting himself in such a good spot. But I think this game kind of is decided here by this boss's orders. I think that will probably seal it. Then Cheek is definitely still in this game.
Yeah, I totally feel you there. It's crazy that this is still game 1. I feel like we've been playing game 2, game 3. Sometimes these finals are just over so quickly. But it is what it is. I think you get the knockout on the Drizzile here. To me, that sounds just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's in a great spot now. I mean, he's going to be able to knock out the Drizzile, and then he doesn't really care if he attacks with Suicune the next turn because he'll just be able to knock out with the Dragapult VMAX. So, looks like all the cards are falling into Oswin's place here, and it looks like he's going to be pretty favored to get this game here, Zach. From what I'm seeing.
I think so. It's just like the Tool Jammer is going to be gone. So is there going to be a way to get that extra damage? I mean, I guess 130 plus 130 just gets the knockout anyways, so...
Yeah, I mean, we see the Raihan come down, and that basically just means that...
Seals the game if
Oswin can find the boss.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as Moz is able to kind of get set up, they're in a good spots. Boss, Energy, Dragapult VMAX. That's the wave here.
Yep, so we're going to see a switch come down. We're going to see the energy as well. And yep, we're just going to see a max lance. And it's kind of just like, if you have boss, you got it. If you don't, I still got a shot at winning this game. We're going to see the Ride of the High King. And we do know that he does also have the boss's orders for game next turn. But I would say the odds are pretty strong that Oswin with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 card hand, also with an out to use Drizzile, should be feeling pretty good about his odds here. And we do see the Dragapults come up as well. So I would say that he's pretty confident that he's going to be able to get this. We do see the energy as well. And all we need to see is a Dragapult and a boss's orders. We do see the Drizzile, so this should be able to get the final pieces to seal the game. It looks like Oswin is going to be taking game 1 here.
Yeah, I mean, there's the boss's orders. The writing's kind of right there.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, there's Evolution Incense. I mean, as long as it's not in the last 2 prize cards, we Gucci. That's going to be the last 2 prize cards. So, really, Ma's been using some creative damage placements in order to take game 1. Now, it looks like Cheech is probably going to choose to go first game 2, like most other players. I've never seen a player go second in this format. And if I did, I probably kind of laughed myself at that moment. It's one of those things. I think Cheech is definitely just going to go first here. So, yeah, we'll see exactly what's going on for game 2. So here, it looks like Cheech is just going to choose to go first. Going, they lost game 1, of course. And that is a hand that you probably don't want to see. What do you think about that one, Gabe?
Yeah, that's not the greatest hand, that is for sure.
I mean, top deck could be pretty strong.
It's a Sobble.
Definitely a Sobble there. I would have definitely checked through the deck a little bit more when it came down to it. Probably a little bit frustrated with what's going on here. And again, just attaching to the active Sobble. I mean, I guess attaching to the active Sobble is fine here. I can't necessarily ride on a play like that.
Seems okay.
Did Moz purposely start with a Sobble when they had Dragapult in hands?
I don't know. Maybe he top decked it. I'm not really sure. I think it's actually okay to do this because if you evolve into a Drizzile, then you can just go Scoop Up Net and then evolve the other Drizzile. I'm not entirely sure. I think in this spot... Okay, so this actually makes sense to why May did this is because since Cheek was going first, then if he had the Ice Rider plus an attachment, then he would have threatened the turn 2 max lance for 250. So starting Sobble definitely seems correct here, just because he wanted to prevent it. But as we do know, Cheek had a very, very weak turn 1, so it didn't really end up mattering what he started. But we are just going to see the sweep in the pass. And yeah, well, looking good here by Cheek.
I mean, depending on what Moz has going on over here, I think just getting a Dragapult VMAX and attacking into this Suicune is not out of the norm. We do see a Dragapult VMAX. Are we going to see a Level Ball or an Evolution Incense? This looks like
just has it in hand.
at this point, like, we'll see exactly what they can grab. Is it going to be a research, or do they have one of the pieces already? Yep, we'll see. This is game 2, so it's still anyone's game, although, like, I do think that Moz is quite favored, and the fact that they were able to win game 1 as well, kind of, like, Moz might be the early, kind of champ here. Grabbing Quick Ball? They must have to have research in their hand, or some kind of research. This just grabs another Dragapult. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So he's just going full
heavy
aggression
on those prize cards.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to have a researcher. Yeah, okay. I was like, there was no reason to do that if you didn't have a research. So
that'd be wild if there was no research.
That would be one risky play, Zach. So yeah, and there's the hammer.
The Crushing Hammer could just like really stomp Cheech out of this game. Wow.
There's the path here. Nope, no path though.
I mean, you don't really need path if your opponent's just, like, using fleet-footed. It's not really the craziest ability. Of course, we see fleet-footed draw some good cards here and there. But let's see what fleet-footed grabs. Wow! That's an Evolution Incense. That's pretty much the exact card that you need in order to jump back to this game.
In the game. Yeah, I mean, okay, so what do you get here? Do you grab a research? Do you grab I think it has to be Raihan?
You have to grab Melanie or Raihan.
I think it has to be Melanie just because like you have to see a lot of cards. You know, like you kind of have to draw like the perfect 3 cards here. So does he get more Pokemon? He does. Okay, so that was actually very good. He does get the Suicune, another Cape of Toughness as well, and he does get an attachment here. But once again, he's kind of now in top deck mode. So although he gets an attack off, although he draws the perfect card, it just looks like Mozwan, all he really needs to do is find a second Dragapult VMAX, get that down, get some energy attached to it, and it should still be pretty much smooth sailing from him.
Yep, I mean, I think so as well. Really just Moz looking like they're in a great spot. Just keep on hammering with that Dragapult. Hammering, like, literally with hammers, and figuratively with Max Phantom. And just using all this extra time, get set up with those extra energies on Dragapults. Like, when Dragapult has a setup like this is why it's the clear-cut best deck in format.
Yeah.
I put this deck as my #1 pick when it came to this week's power rankings. Showed my list. Moz has a very similar list to what I was putting in that video. And here they are in the finals of my events a few hours later, crushing it with their deck.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that Dragapult's consistency is really what puts it on top of so many decks. Because, you know, there are a lot of decks in format that kind of need a lot of combos to be super strong, like Suicune Ludicolo, like Single Strike. Dragapult is just, you know, attach, pass, attach, Max Phantom, and you have Path to the Peak and Crushing Hammer and all these other cards that are kind of like your secondary cards, but you don't actually need to be successful. And I think that's really what kind of puts it on top. It's just turn 2, Max Phantom, 130, start spreading damage, and then you have your extra cards that kind of takes it to that next level. You know, where like decks like Suicune Ludicolo have to find their rare candy, have to find their Ludicolo to actually be successful.
I agree with you, and I like placing the damage counters on that Suicune as well. With the quick shooting Inteleon, it looks like Moz can kind of bring the damage around, especially with like a Tool Jammer. So I think that's a cool play. Now it comes down to, can they even attack this turn? They're gonna have to use fleet-footed. I don't think there's a point of really attaching yet.
Oh, he's just
not gonna be able to attack this turn.
You wouldn't have drawn it anyways, but yeah, you definitely probably want to fleet-footed there for sure. And I mean, what do you do now? I mean, like,
pass.
His opponent can literally win the game the next turn, right? I think the fact that he benched the Sobble means he can win the game.
Yeah, because he could go 130 to the active, Tool Jammer, and then quick shooting on the bench. So they need to get a quick shooting Inteleon to quick shoot the bench. They need to... Yeah. Not games. Not gonna lie, a little sus, but GG. Not sure. You got this. Okay. There's Tool Jammer. That's step 1. That is going to shut down that Cape of Toughness. Wow, what an exciting match. Moz really taking that whole Dragapult deck and using it to its full potential. Dragapult always seems to find its way in the finals of these late night series events. You can look for both players' lists in the description below, so you can copy and paste those right into PTCGO and play. If you're missing any of the cards for this deck, you can go to ptcgostore.com, plug in code ZLSSH5. That promo code's also in the description in case people don't understand my mumbling, and you could just save on some PTCGO code cards to complete this deck. If you're looking at for in real life, go to atlascollectibles.com and check that out. That being said, I really hope that everyone enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed watching the finals, and if you want to participate in my late night series, they are every Monday at approximately 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So totally check it out. It's free to play, and there's a lot of great prizes. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get to 7,000 subs, and let me know in the comments below. Let's just spark a discussion. If you have any questions, if you got anything that you want to talk about, anything like that, totally would love to talk it over with you. That being said, I'm going to go edit this video, so I'll catch up with everyone later. Have a great one. Peace out. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member. It's one of those things where I appreciate every single person who watches my videos, and I mean, that's really where it counts, but for the channel members, they've gone out of their way to financially support me, and I truly appreciate that gesture. It's one of those things when I started channel memberships up on my channel, and I just didn't know if anyone was ever going to do it, so I truly appreciate everyone taking the plunge, taking a leap of trust, and investing in me as a content creator. Truly makes a difference for me each and every month. If you haven't already thought about becoming a channel member, you might want to contribute to the channel, and I do put everything back into the channel to make it the best possible place to watch for Pokemon TCG content. Again, I truly appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Cheers. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.